Hey there, gardeners and privacy seekers. Want to block out noisy neighbors, shield your yard from street view, or just add some lush beauty to your space? Forget the cold, lifeless look of wood or vinyl panels. Today we're talking about a living fence, a natural green wall that provides privacy, beauty, and even benefits like wind protection and wildlife support. This is your ultimate guide to planting a living fence, from planning and choosing plants to spacing, maintenance, and common mistakes to avoid. Let's get growing. First things first, what exactly is a living fence? A living fence is a dense line of shrubs, trees, or climbing plants that act as a natural barrier. Unlike traditional fences, it's alive, meaning it grows, changes with the seasons, and often adds way more charm to your yard. Benefits include privacy without harsh lines, wind and noise reduction, habitat for birds and pollinators, and it often costs less over time than fencing materials. Sounds good? Let's figure out how to build yours. Before planting anything, you need a solid plan. Ask yourself, what's your goal? Total privacy, partial screening, noise control, how tall do you want it? A 3-foot hedge is very different from a 12-foot privacy wall. Sun or shade? Your plant choices will depend on how much sunlight hits your fence line each day. Evergreen or deciduous? Evergreens stay full year-round. Deciduous plants lose leaves in winter. Still beautiful, but less private in cold months. Mark out the boundary and measure the length. That'll help you estimate how many plants you'll need. Let's talk plants. These are the real stars of your living fence. Here are top plant categories depending on your goals. Evergreen shrubs for year-round privacy. Arborvitae, which is tall, fast-growing, and very popular. Boxwood, great for formal hedges and slow-growing. Privet, which is fast-growing and easy to shape. Deciduous shrubs or trees for seasonal interest. Lilac with beautiful spring blooms and thick foliage. Ninebark, which has colorful bark and is good for texture. Red twig dogwood with stunning winter branches. Climbing plants if you have a trellis or fence trumpet vine which attracts hummingbirds. Honeysuckle, sweet-smelling and fast-growing. And climbing roses for privacy with a splash of color. Want fast results? Look for plants labeled fast-growing and, check your USDA zone to make sure they'll thrive in your climate. Got your plants? Great. Now it's time to plant smart. Spacing is critical. Too close and they compete. Too far and your fence will have gaps. Here's a quick guide. For small shrubs, space them about 2 to 3 feet apart. Medium shrubs or columnar evergreens should go 3 to 5 feet apart. Trees need about 6 to 10 feet between them, depending on their width at maturity. And if you're using vines, plant them 2 to 3 feet apart along a trellis or wire fence. Steps for planting. First, dig a hole that's twice as wide as the root ball. Make sure the top of the root ball sits level with the ground. Then, backfill with a mix of native soil and compost. Water deeply at planting, and finally, add a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around the base. Make sure to stagger plants in a zigzag pattern for a denser layered look. This is especially helpful if you're using mixed species. In the first year, your living fence needs regular attention. For watering, deep water 2 to 3 times a week right at the base. When it comes to feeding, apply a slow-release fertilizer in early spring and again in mid-summer. And don't forget to refresh your mulch yearly to help retain moisture and block out weeds. After the first year, most established plants will require less water, but be sure to keep an eye on them during dry spells. Maintenance means long-term privacy, and honestly, that's the key. So, when do you trim? Light shaping in spring and late summer works best. Be sure to remove any dead or diseased branches whenever you spot them. Oh, and don't prune aggressively in late fall. That can really stress the plant right before winter hits. Here's a pro tip. For formal hedges like boxwood or privet, you'll want to use hedge trimmers for those clean lines. But if you're going for a more natural look, just hand prune selectively. The more you shape it, the more you can actually train it to grow dense and full. And that's exactly what you want in a privacy screen. Let's save you some time and heartache by avoiding these common living fence fails. First, don't plant too close to structures. Roots can mess with your foundation or fences, so keep at least 2 to 3 feet away. Next, don't ignore the mature size of your plants. Always plan for how big they'll get, and don't overcrowd them. Picking the wrong plant for your zone is another big one, so make sure you check your hardiness zone before you buy. Also, don't skip irrigation. In the first year, your fence really needs regular deep watering, so don't let it dry out. And finally, don't neglect maintenance. A living fence is, well, alive. It grows, and it needs trimming. Want your living fence to wow while it works? Try combining plant types for texture, like layering tall evergreens with flowering shrubs in front. Use curved shapes, not just straight lines, to really soften the look. Add a mix of seasonal interest like evergreens, flowering varieties, and colorful fall foliage. And definitely include native plants to support local pollinators and make things easier on yourself. Your fence doesn't have to be a wall, it can be a garden feature all on its own. So there you have it, your step-by-step guide to planting a living fence for privacy, beauty, and long-term value. Whether you're blocking views, buffering sound, or just adding greenery, a living fence is a natural solution that grows better every year. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell for more garden guides like this. Thanks for watching, and happy planting!